We live?
Should be.
We live? Is that a thing? Apparently we're live.
Hey
everyone.
Good times.
I think we're live.
Oh my god. That's exciting.
Hello everyone, welcome to Adventurers Wanted Mixtape. And welcome to all of our lovely players here today. And welcome to our audience online. Hello everybody.
Hello, welcome.
My name is Chris, I will be your GM for tonight. Somewhat still suffering, although the tonsillitis has gone, you'll be pleased to know. But instead, it's just a cold now. So I'm drinking tea, and I'll be trying to make my way through this without sneezing too much and with enough of a voice to continue. So we'll see how that goes throughout the course of the next 3 to 4 hours or so, with a break in the middle. We're very proud to be live at twitch.tv/adventurerswanted, and as always we are sponsored by D&D Beyond and Ultra Pro. For more information on D&D Beyond, head to dndbeyond.com. That's a digital tool set for Dungeons & Dragons, including a rules compendium and live character sheets and that sort of thing. And for Ultra Pro, you can buy a whole bunch of dice bags, character wallets, that sort of thing. We're currently promoting their Xanathar dice bag, which is a plushy beholder dice bag. It's amazing.
I want one.
Unfortunately, the zip is in an unfortunate place right at the back. So I'm a very like sphincter style quality to it, but it is excellent.
That makes it better.
I think so. There is a certain part, yeah. But yes, that's all on our website and on twitch.tv/adventurerswanted on the chat potentially, and should also be in our Twitter and Facebook streams. So do join us there to have a look. Right. But tonight, we are not playing Dungeons & Dragons, we are playing Psi-Run. It was released in 2011 by Maggie Baker, based on Psi-Run Ashcan, which was made in 2007 by Chris Moore and Michael Lingner. You can find out more about it at www.nightskygames.com. So, before we get too far into the game, we're going to play the game from scratch tonight. So, the players and I have not prepped massively. We're going to make characters, get into how the game works so everyone can see how the rules of the game function, and then we'll get the whole thing rolling and tell our story over the next 3 to 4 hours or so. I anticipate character creation and rules taking about half an hour if you want to go make yourself a cup of tea if this isn't your sort of thing. So, let's go round the room, starting all the way underneath me.
Yes, down at the bottom.
There you are. Could you please give your name and what pronouns you use?
Yes, my name is David, and my pronouns are he, him.
Thank you, mate.
Oh, yes. Sorry.
My hypnotic voice, understand.
So
Brilliant. Human.
I am Amy. I am a human. My pronouns are she, her.
Thank you, Amy. I'm Chris and I use he and they pronouns.
Hi, I'm Poe and I use they them pronouns.
I'm Red and I'm he him.
Splendid. So, we are playing Psi-Run. Psi-Run is a game that requires a lot of D6s and is a game about, well, the characters you all play are called runners because you are on the run. The principle of the game is that you are some kind of mutant, enhanced humanoid, maybe cybernetic humanoid, smashing all of those lovely genres together into a very, let's say it, Marvel's Runaway, that sort of vibe. There's a lot of nice elements there to fit together, and the whole purpose of the game is that you are running away. You are trying to escape from some kind of crash, which is where you manage to escape from your followers, the chasers, who I will be playing. And the rest of the game will be dealt with... Sorry, I just realised the bottom screen has gone, so I'm just sorting that text stuff out from here.
It's the magic of technology.
Yeah.
Everyone's thinking, our experience has now been enhanced.
Sorry, we've lost a couple of players, we'll be back in a second. Okay. So, the principle is you are all trying to run away. You all have reason to be on the run from these chasers. Now, the chasers we can define however we like. They could be shadowy government agents. They could be mutated tracking dogs. Frankly, it doesn't really matter. As long as we can work out what works best for your characters and what works best for our story, we can find a balance point there that works best for everyone. So, in terms of your characters, I asked you all to have a basic character concept, an idea of what you might like to be in this sort of story. So, starting with people that we can currently see. Red, why don't you give us a quick breakdown of what you were thinking in terms of character?
Okay, sure. So I was I read all the stuff and I was a little curious about. I don't know how the game works, so
Yes, yeah, we're doing this all from scratch.
it was to gauge like I don't know if it affects how powerful you're making a thing in terms of like game balance. Oh yeah. So the idea for my character was a guy called Fetch who has the ability. I guess if you were thinking about it in terms of how he does stuff, which it said not to do, but
No, that's fine.
like he was teleporting things by instinct. So you think of a sandwich, and then he'd teleport a sandwich if there was a sandwich somewhere.
Someone else's sandwich.
Yeah, like, I like the idea that it's just like I'm hungry, and then there's like a sandwich with a bite missing out of it or whatever. But that meant that like it wouldn't necessarily be give me his sandwich. It's more kind of, you do you know what I mean?
So, you want to have the telekinetic, I suppose, ability to summon things to you that you want.
Yeah, like Amazon Prime in psionics form. Is kind of where I was going with him.
Other retailers are available.
So, you're playing a character called Fetch who has the ability to fetch things. Are they taken from other people?
From somewhere, but he doesn't know where. Like,
Is it short range, or is it just you don't know where? You don't know?
so in my head I was thinking, well, how would it work? And I was like, well, maybe it's kind of like a clairvoyancy thing, right? So he's like, I want like a car, I want a car, and if there's a car somewhere nearby, it will like show up and be touching his hand. But that's about as far as
If
it's
someone
got it.
had been in the car, would they come with the car or just the car?
What? I don't know.
Well,
I mean, that was as far as I took it. I was like, because then I was like, well, A, that might be a bit too safe, like if all he can summon is sandwiches and baseball bats. But if he could end up summoning the Eiffel Tower, then, and so yeah.
But do you know that it comes from somewhere else, or do you think you're just having a new thing?
I thought he was like, it doesn't feel like it was manifesting, because when the sandwich shows up, there's a bite missing out of the sandwich, or like this thing, they look like people's possessions or whatever, and so there's a sense that they're coming from somewhere, but he doesn't know.
Is that kind of the running
That's
theme
wrong.
being that they all seem to be belonging to someone, or?
Well, yeah, I mean, I didn't want to, because he's got amnesia, right? Like, as they all do, like, not overly think too much about what he could have tried to summon in this manner.
Just the sense that you can
'Cause
summon
he
sandwiches.
has a tattoo on his arm, I was
Oh, right.
thinking, which says, never try Charlie, which is a good lesson for everybody. But also he's curious to know who Charlie is and doesn't want to think about that too hard.
oh, in case he summons Charlie.
That was right.
So the limitations to your power are largely based around what you can. Is there a weight limit? Is there some kind of like, or is this kind of
Well,
thing that could
I didn't really
overpower?
sort of know, like, how is it effort? Is there a game mechanic for managing
Yes, there
kind
are.
of?
Yes, yeah.
Because then, I guess he'd just push it depending on circumstance,
Mhm.
as long as there's a way of the game pushing back.
Absolutely, there is.
Then he's not yet discovered the boundaries of what objects he can think of.
That's interesting. I like that context as well.
Okay.
Okay, that's a really good starting point of a good name and a good power. I like that a lot.
Shall I write it down on my sheet, Chris?
Yes, please write down your sheet. That's a great idea. And while we're working through the rest of the characters, there's also, when I look in the mirror, I see blank, so maybe a physical description that we'll come back to in a minute. And also, you need 6 questions. Now, your characters all have amnesia, because that way you're not all starting from a basis of you're all starting from the same basis of not quite knowing exactly where you are and what's going on. You have amnesia about how you got to this location. So 6 questions about who you are, your powers, how it got to this point. How did it end up like this? It was only a superpower. Yeah. So find all those pieces, fit them in. So 6 questions you need as well about who you are and why they come up. So while we're doing everyone else's characters, do fill that in and see how you do.
Sure thing.
Oh,
Hello.
what do you think?
So, my basic idea is Greg.
Mhm.
When Greg looks in the mirror, Greg sees someone who probably works in, like, financing.
Mhm.
Not particularly interestingly dressed, but is built like a brick shit house.
Right.
Like, absolutely massive, very tall for some reason, not a big speaker, and I think Greg's psi powers very good at sensing strong emotions, particularly like anger,
Right.
or frustration,
Okay.
which makes him, I imagine, very good in the office.
Uh-huh.
Greg, I guess one of Greg's big questions is, where did this cat come from? Because there is just a small cat constantly on Greg's shoulder.
Small or a kitten?
Kitten.
Okay, it's a kitten.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, sorry, I should
Not
have
just
specified.
a very small cat.
Yeah.
So Greg has a kitten on his shoulder permanently?
It's just there.
It's just there.
Hasn't made any effort to move yet.
Okay. Has Greg tried to move the cat?
No.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
quite comforted by the cat's presence. Maybe you'll try later.
Is that... Can he get an empathic sense from the cat as well?
Yes.
And what's the cat's... What does the cat exude?
Very neutral. Very worryingly neutral is the cat.
So the cat could have a special secret about him as well.
Perhaps.
Intriguing. I like it. I work with that. Excellent. And same? Name?
Name Greg.
Yeah, just write all that stuff in while we're doing the rest of the characters, and then we will fill in as we go with questions what people look like. Amy, what do you think?
My power is birds.
That could go so many directions.
I love it.
It's just birds.
Got it.
That is all. I can talk to birds.
You can talk to... Okay.
Are you the Aquaman of the skies?
I am bird girl.
Sky.
Can we assume feathered birds just to make sure this isn't like someone going, I can talk to women now, right?
Come on, darling.
No, just the flighty kind.
Flight, that doesn't help. Okay, good.
Oh,
So birds, wings,
Yeah.
feathered. Okay, good. And you can, as in they talk to you, you talk to them.
I can talk to them and I can understand what they're saying back.
Okay.
But no one else can, so it looks a bit weird when I'm doing it. Because I'll think, oh yeah, how are you? But to everyone else, it's just caw.
So it is just bird noises.
Yep.
Okay,
Right.
but
Yes,
I'm
it
looking
is.
forward to hearing
I'm
that.
excited.
Good choice.
Do you find birds are particularly loquacious? Do they like talking?
Depends on the type.
Okay. Might
So-
have to voice a lot of birds in this.
Get ready.
All right.
There's going to
Cool.
be a lot.
A lot of birds. All right, I can handle this. Good. Right.
Right, so my loose idea was kind of a Geordie nightcrawler called Billy, who, when he looks in the mirror, he sees almost a dancer's body. Very lithe, very very strong, wearing some sort of leotard perhaps,
Okay.
who can say. But I was thinking about limitations on it, because obviously not like in Jumper where you can just go anywhere in the world at any time.
But then there's a whole plot bit where they go to the moon. That's a really good plot bit.
Then he can go anywhere in the universe at any time. But I had the idea that sort of the further they travels, like the more migraine or just some sort of
Yeah.
a debilitating effect.
Don't worry, I have limitations on your powers as part of it.
Super duper.
So Billy the Geordie, and are we talking like Nightcrawler, like has a sort of demonic look, or is it just a dude?
It's just a dude. If a more demonic look wanted to manifest every time he uses the power, that'd be cool.
Okay.
I'm perfectly happy with that.
And do you want the sort of Nightcrawler style, like vampy explosions, or is it more of a disappear, reappear?
It's almost like a sort of a singularity thing. It's like it all compresses down to one point and then reappears somewhere else. Sort of out of that point.
And you can take things with you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. But the more you take, the harder it is, I guess.
Yes. Cool. That makes sense too. Lovely.
It's very true.
Excellent. Right, going back round to Red. Have you got a look for Fetch and some questions?
Yeah, so in the mirror, Fetch is kind of shaven. He's quite old, maybe like wizened, haggard. Very scarred hands with a couple of fingers missing on one of them. Gold teeth all the way around. A lot of Rolexes up one arm. And the tattoo, as I say, which was never try Charlie. And questions. Main question: how and why do I keep making stuff appear? I think that's his main sort of priority.
Yeah, that's fine.
Question 2, which I actually written down in advance, but you've just made very colourful, Poe, is why am I so afraid of kittens? Play out well.
Oh no.
Who is Charlie?
Or what is Charlie?
Or what? What's with all the cherry panda cola? I have the sense that when he tries to summon stuff, sometimes it doesn't work, and instead bottles of cherry panda cola are all that turns up.
Okay.
Don't know what that's about. And what is buried under the red barn? He's got this memory of a red barn.
Okay.
There's something underneath it.
Lovely.
Those acceptable?
Yes, those are fine. There's no rules. Like it's very much a free form, build your own character. I like all of them very much. Thank you. Right, where are we at?
So far I've just got one I was about to write down. But I've got, where did this cat come from? why are birds constantly angry? And because he can feel it. And the other
Do birds suddenly get shitty?
Nice.
and the other one, oh goodness me, what was I going to say?
Mhm.
It's some variation of like, why does my voice sound like that? Greg's voice is very messed up and struggling to get out more than like a couple words per sentence.
Uh-huh.
That's my third question. Should I have more? Should I have less?
I think that's a good starting point.
Cool.
The more questions, the easier it will be to use some of the things on the risk sheet, which we'll get to in a second. But frankly, whatever you need.
Nice, thank you.
What have you got in terms of look, Annie?
My look is basically, you know Velma from Scooby-Doo,
Yes.
but gothic.
So Velma from Scooby-Doo.
But head to toe black,
Oh, right,
basically.
Right.
My
Yeah.
childhood dream.
Different
okay.
jumper.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Nice.
Slightly different jumper.
Got
Yeah, and I look about like 22, something around that.
Cool.
And my questions. I have, why are the pigeons following me?
Fair.
Who is Mr. Wisp? Because I have just a vague memory, like this name just keeps coming back into my head,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not quite sure where it's come from. And why is there blood under my fingernails?
Oh, nice.
That's what I got.
Okay. Yeah. Great. Lovely.
Cool. Looking in the mirror, I see a young man with heterochromia for eyes, left eye brown, right eye green. Half a beard, so it's almost as if he had started shaving and then he got halfway through. So full beard on this side, half a beard on that side.
Okay.
Because why not?
Have conversations with yourself.
I might. We'll see. That's a question now. Thank you.
How are you doing, old man? Fine, lovely.
That's that exercise. We have different personalities for both your face.
Yeah.
White vest, black sort of lycra type legging trouser things,
Okay.
and bare feet.
Okay.
Questions?
Why do you have the feet of a bear?
Because I have the face of a lumberjack.
I'm assuming you mean you're not wearing shoes.
Yes, indeed.
Right, yeah.
So yeah, questions. One is what is the medal for? I've got a medal around my neck. I don't know what it is.
What is it like?
It's bronze. It has third place written on it, and then there's something championships something 3, but the writing on it's been scratched out.
Oh.
So I don't know where it's from. So what is it from? Why has it been scratched out?
Mm.
Why do I have a suitcase full of passports and guns?
Ooh, useful.
That's a very Bourne
do you?
thing. Well, I don't know. That's
Why do I
That's-
have a suitcase?
that's for everyone
full
to
of all the
decide.
plot things we need to escape.
they might be fake. We don't know. And why are my windows blacked out? But like with paint, not with blinds or anything like that.
You say your windows because there's going to be a crash in the first scene. Is this at home?
This was at home, yeah.
So you remember paint blacked out?
I remember
windows.
paint, yeah. I don't know where it was exactly, but I remember blacked out windows and paint.
Fantastic. Great. Lovely. Some nice overlaps there. Some nice work there. Cool. So, we need a crash, a situation that gets you all out of wherever you have been contained or held. Do you want to go down the route of being contained or held by a shadowy government organisation? Do you feel more along the lines of you're wearing medical scrubs and getting away from something medical? Is it more of this car that we're in has suddenly crashed and we're suddenly in the middle of nowhere not knowing what's going on? What kind of vibes are you all feeling in terms of what would suit your character as well as what you think from other people's characters?
I get the idea that Greg is perhaps unnaturally built like a brick shit house.
Okay.
So I think both those routes could possibly like suit that.
Yeah.
So I'm very open to both.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the
those
way,
are
I'm
just-
imagining your character is just Mr. Incredible in his...
In his business.
the insurance
Yes.
suit, yeah.
But he does like look not unlike the teacher as well.
Just if they
If Dash's
meld.
teacher, Mr. Incredible, melded, that's what
That's
Greg
a
looks
very
like.
specific reference.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
I agree, yeah. Right, so we've got... I mean, those were just two examples I threw out. Like, anyone feeling any particularly strong vibes in a different direction?
I felt quite governmenty.
Governmenty?
Shadowy, yeah.
I could go shadowy governmenty. I
Okay.
mean,
Yeah.
makes sense to be anywhere really.
Yeah.
So being chased by a giant rock. I don't know. As in the
One
bird.
rock that's continuously rolling down.
It's a boulder thing, yeah.
The boulder scene, but for 4
Every
hours.
scene a boulder just enters. Oh, no!
It's the toboggan crash. I don't know. I shouldn't have ideas.
Okay, so we definitely got a sort of government agent thing. That's fine. Are we thinking sort of Men in Black, or are we thinking a different vibe?
Not exclusively men in black. Like,
No, of course not. But you know what I mean.
Gender diverse people in black.
Gender diverse
Real-
people in black.
more sinister.
More sinister than Men in Black.
Yeah,
Okay.
Men in dark grey. Men in pinstripe.
Men in capes.
Sorry?
Men in capes.
Men in capes.
Oh, yeah.
In
capes.
2020 for some reason.
Right. Yeah.
No, they're all wearing capes.
There's
Cool.
I
nothing
love
wrong
it.
with a good old cape.
I mean, can we make them capos? The sort of capes that like only go down to like just below the elbow.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Another sort of Renaissance duelist thing.
Yeah. Well, if
Yeah.
they're all instead of being sort of classic Men in Black, and it's not just men, but it's just a term. For
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
They're
Yeah.
classic people in black. Then we could also more go down the route of like there could be a Harlequinade style thing about them.
Nice.
Sort of Harlequin style masks.
Maybe they all have swords.
Yep.
Nice.
I'm here for this.
Harlequin masks and swords. Cool, cool. Being chased by the Italian government from the 1600s. That's fine. Any particular methodology to these people? Do we think? I mean, we mentioned swords, but anything else you want to add in apart from swords?
Getting very Illuminati vibes. You know
Yeah.
what
I
I
mean,
mean?
we've got a lot of cats and birds on our side, so
Yeah.
dogs might be an interesting thing for them.
Yeah,
Dogs.
natural
Yeah.
enemies.
Natural enemies of cats and birds. I think.
Swords, dogs, anything else?
They smell like ale.
Oh.
I like it.
No, I like it.
Like
Yeah.
ale.
I like it. Side parting's mandatory.
Rah.
Oh god, Reed is such a good artist, man.
So cool.
It's a bit
Show the
more
camera.
crack,
Show
right?
the camera. It's so good.
He's more crack hobo than I was thinking.
Still very good.
My drawing of Greg is far too faint, but does not compare. It's a little sketch of Greg.
Stick figure.
I did my best.
You've drawn the arms like when The Rock goes on a talk show. It's
I've
great.
I've tried to make him look a bit buff.
It's one of my favourite things when someone like The Rock or Henry Cavill goes on a talk show and just sits down and goes, "I look normal." You go, "Your suit,
Yeah.
die!" Like the fabric's going, "No!" every time he moves
Like,
his
Greg
arm.
just has to do that, and the shirt would rip off. It's, like,
It's very precarious.
He's got velcroed arms just in case.
Now, in terms of look and method, we've got so swords, dogs smell like ale. Technology, are they using cell phones? Are they able to communicate with each other very quickly? Do they have weird telepathic communication devices? What kind of vibe do we want to go for here?
I feel like they're not very technology heavy. It's something else.
Something sort of mystical.
Yeah.
Maybe they communicate in song.
Ooh.
I am not. No, fine.
Specifically in the key of F sharp.
You tempt and challenge me, and I will achieve. Some kind of weird song. Okay,
Yeah.
because it's something I can do and I'm very
Something.
proud of. Could we do something like whistling? Could they communicate through
Sounds
whistling?
lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
That ties in with birds quite nicely.
Yeah.
And dogs.
And dogs, yeah.
Not cats so much. I'm gonna
It's
whistle
Mary
for a cat.
Poppins in this like.
Mary Poppins, the villain. Italian, sort of weird
Again.
Renaissance
Yeah.
Italy Mary Poppins.
This is the nanny agency she comes from.
She was my favourite.
I don't want to face down Mary Poppins.
I don't think anyone wants to face down Mary Poppins.
She's practically an eldritch beast.
It's true.
She is.
There's a lovely interview with Emily Blunt talking about how her kids now are terrified of her because she did Mary Poppins.
She was a very harsh Mary Poppins.
She was a very harsh Mary Poppins, that is true.
I love that movie.
Okay. This is the risk sheet.
Dun dun dun.
Thank you.
Sorry.
The principle of the risk sheet is simple. Whenever you take an action, you will roll dice. We have lots of lovely d6s on here. Thank you very much, Amy, for bringing your Cthulhu-themed d6s. It really feels
Are
very
they?
fitting,
No problem.
yeah.
The
Elder
six
Signs the Six,
is
yeah.
Lovely.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Not a worry at all, is it?
No.
Every time that you do a significant action in a scene, so I will narrate what's going on, basically, and then you will describe your actions, much like your classic tabletop RPG. Once you take what I will term or deem a significant action, you will roll a certain number of dice based on what you are doing and how you are doing it, at which point you will put those dice on various points on this risk sheet. There are 6 main ones that you'll be using 9 times out of 10. Goal, reveal, chase, psi, harm, capture. The number on the dice means you get more out of it. So, for example, if you say you want to do something on goal, if you roll a 4 to a 6, you can place it in the slot on the goal sheet, on the goal bit of the risk sheet, and 4 to 6 means that you achieve your goal.
Okay.
1 to 3 means that you fail your goal. So, depending on what you get on the dice, you can either achieve a lot of things or fail a lot of things, and some of the things in here are particularly good, and some of the things in it are particularly bad, especially in terms of being hurt and or impaired. Your character sheets have a tracker for your injuries. Down here. Yes, there we go. Injuries and impairment are particularly important in this game. So, with all of that in mind, there we go, good. Are we all ready to start? We will take this slowly when it comes to rules bits, so narration and storytelling, just dive in. When it gets to, what do I do now? Then we get to the, okay, let's make this story work from here. The main thing to know is in every scene, you always have the option to run. Run to a new location, find a way out of this current situation, and thus end up in a new one. Not everyone has to run with someone if they go, although please, everyone go with each other as much as humanly possible to make my life easier. And then from that point forward, we will work there. Right. So, you all are shaken by a loud crash. The loud crash jolts you all. Your breathing apparatuses, all attached to your faces, are dangling slightly loose, and the helicopter that you were in is definitely on the ground. There are whirring noises, like sounds of strained engine as the engine starts to clip, and with the rotors above you start to slowly slow down. And as they do so, you are all becoming more aware and more conscious. You've all been strapped into strange devices that are connected to tanks next to you, and you're only just becoming conscious. You don't know how you got here. You don't know where you were before this crash happened, and you do have amnesia as described with the questions on your sheet, the only things burning in your mind. What would you all like to do?
Did you say we're strapped in?
Yes, you are strapped in.
I'm going to attempt to remove the strap.
Yeah, that's not significant. That's totally fine. You can remove these straps. That's not a problem.
That's easy to do. Okay.
Yeah, you all can get your way out of these straps relatively easily without too much effort.
I turn to the cat and just
The cat is impassive.
Okay. Take off the breathing apparatus.
Yes.
Is that off? Excellent.
Are we on the ground? Sorry.
You have to move around to find that out. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna wrestle myself free of my stuff.
Oh, goody.
I'm gonna go around and I'm gonna see the other people. I'm gonna see if there's any of those people we don't like.
Looking out of the windows, and you are in a field. You don't recognise the field in any way, but you're definitely... It's quite dark outside, but there is grass. You can see some trees in the distance. You don't see any figures. Looking at the front, there are 2 seats for a pilot and a co-pilot, and both are empty.
Bugger.
What the bloody hell happened here? Y'all alright?
You say y'all, but who are you exactly?
I don't know. Last thing I remember, black windows, and then I walked up here, haven't had a crash, got jolted out, took off all this face mask majarky, and now, I mean, do you know why we're here?
Right, this yours?
Meow.
It can be. Hello, little kitty.
Meow.
Seems to like
Cat
you.
is terrifyingly impassive.
I'm getting nothing from him.
Right.
Right, shall we?
There is a faintly acrid smell.
I think it's a good time to get out of here.
Okay.
Okay.
I think I will be able... I think I can talk to someone who may have seen what happened as soon as we get out of here. And I very quickly start taking everything off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are you trying to leave this crashed helicopter?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm going to try and
Okay.
scramble out.
How's everyone
Yeah.
going to do that?
I'm going to punch the door open with my
Fuck.
massive arms.
Well,
Nice.
this counts as the first roll. Good, lovely Ring.
Hooray!
So, you will roll a certain number of dice.
Excellent.
The number of dice you roll depends on the number of things you are risking. You are by nature exceptional, so pick up 1 dice just for being a runner.
Aww.
Well done.
You want to do something important, so pick up a dice for your goal. You could always have a memory triggered, so pick up a dice for reveal.
Nice.
Can I answer the question, why am I built like a brick shit house?
You can choose which question you answer depending on what you roll and what you place, you see.
Yes.
You can always run the risk of being caught by the chasers, pick up 1 die for the chase. If you're using your powers, pick up a dice for Psi, which you are. You're punching a door open.
Yeah.
Oh, your powers are your
No.
empathy, so no,
Yeah.
you're not. Totally fine. Do you run the risk of being injured physically, emotionally, or socially?
My pride will be
Yeah.
damaged if I don't punch the door.
Also, the acrid smell was this helicopter like starting to
Right.
smell a bit like blowing upping. So yes, I think there's a very
And we
significant
will
risk.
judge you.
Thank you. It's not on me, it's on Greg.
Right, roll your 5d6.
Right.
Good luck.
It's 2 6s
Wow,
and
a 3,
those ones.
A 2.
3, a 2, and a 1.
a 1. Right, you can place them anywhere on those 6 apart from your powers. Sorry, move my
Sorry.
teacup.
Sorry.
Apart from your powers, because you're not using your powers.
I'm not.
So, if you
Right, yeah.
place on the goal 4 to 6, you achieve your goal, and I get to narrate how that happens. On 1 to 3, you fail the goal of opening the door, and you get to narrate how that happens. On reveal, a 6 allows you to have a memory that answers one of your questions, and you get to narrate that. On a 4 to 5, you have a memory that answers one of your questions, and the other players get to narrate that. On a 1 to 3, you have no memory triggered, and you get to narrate that as well, so that'll be quite an easy one. The chase, which also applies in this case. On a 5 to 6, the chasers make no progress towards the runners. On a 3 to 4, the chasers move 1 locale closer to the runners. On a 1 to 2, chasers move 2 locales closer to the runners, and you don't know about that. That's all for me to know about. Harm, you've also got. On a 5 to 6, you're unharmed and unimpaired, and you have the first say of how you are doing fine. On a 4, you are hurt and impaired for the rest of the scene. On a 3, you're hurt and impaired for the rest of the session.
Wow.
On a 2, you're hurt and impaired for the rest of the game. On a 1, you are dying. You have a
Wow.
say in the first 2, and the last one I have a say in the middle 2. And in terms of capture, on a 4 to 6, nobody gets caught, and you have the first say. On a 2 to 3, somebody gets caught. It may or may not be you. And on a 1, everyone gets caught. And the other players get to narrate how that happens. So, start picking where you'd like to place this.
Alright, well, I'm going to put a 6 on capture.
Okay,
So,
so that
nobody-
means nobody gets caught, and you get to describe how nobody gets caught.
Lovely. I'm going to put a 6 on goal.
You manage to open the door, that's fine. I get to
Love
narrate
to do
that.
that. Harm.
You've got a 3, a 2, and a 1 left.
I'm gonna say I'm hurt and impaired for the rest of the session.
Wow.
Really?
Wow.
Well, look, I have a 2, a 3, and a 1 left. That's the best it's gonna be.
Oh, right, that's the best one, is it?
Yeah, that's the best one.
Okay.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'm
Okay.
dying.
Yeah, no, sure.
From punching a door open with my big beefy arms.
It's made of adamantium.
Maybe you
And
should
then-
have opened it instead of punched it.
Greg's gotta follow his instincts.
Greg's got a Greg, I get it.
Greg's got a Greg.
Now, the 2 or the 1 mean the same thing on
Oh,
reveal or
ace.
chase.
Sweet.
So, the chase is going to catch up with you a lot regardless of what happens.
Yeah.
And you have the first say on not triggering a memory, so we can work that one as well.
Yeah. I wanna wait a bit before I start triggering memories anyway, I think.
So
So,
pop those 2, that makes no difference now because they have the same
Yeah.
effect. Cool.
Sorry all.
No problem.
Okay.
Allow me to start with the capture. No, capture is you. I get to talk about the goal and the harm. That's fine. I can do that. And there's no memories triggered, and
Good
you-
opener.
also nobody gets caught. So you can describe how nobody gets caught. If you allow me to start, I'll give you a lead to take over, if that's okay.
Yes, please.
Thank you. So, you punch the door. There is an awe-inspiring, like metal grinding punch as this door is blasted off its hinges and goes flying out into the night air. It's super impressive. Greg is very strong. And this is not Greg's super ability, just to be clear.
Right, after you.
Greg lifts.
And Greg, being the wonderful person that Greg is, allows everyone to leave the helicopter first.
Nice. Thanks.
Do you want to describe how you get everyone out of the helicopter?
We're on the ground, right?
Yeah.
I'll very kindly offer a hand, kind of help people step down.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of take a look outside. Do I see anything?
Well, because you put a 1 in the chase, you can see a lot of shadowy figures running through this wooded area towards you. There are faint whistles on the air. They're very strange and out of key and very off kilter, and you hear the barking of dogs as well. There's people everywhere. You need to get the hell out of here.
Bugger.
Watch your step. Okay.
So you're helping everyone out. Everyone is given a chance to leave this area. And as they're all turning and running in an area where there are no chasers, the helicopter explodes.
Oh, bother.
You are blown free of the explosion and tumble and roll in front of where your friends are now running. What do you all do? Do you help?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Right, well, that was... Let's get going, shall we?
That was painful, wasn't it? Yes, it was very painful. After all, I didn't really like that much. I think we should probably help the others get out of here. Absolutely. Can I help?
Right. I'm gonna leave that there for a second, lads, and help this one up.
Okay.
Weighs a ton.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Appreciate it, thank you.
Badly injured.
Greg is very badly hurt and impaired. I'm going to say that your leg is broken.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Right, well, I only got 2 of them, so...
Yeah. So you are now hobbling, but you can still move at speed with the others helping.
You say we're in a forest. Are there any...
Field with
Field.
trees. It's more British countryside than like German countryside.
Okay, so probably no obvious branches anywhere.
No, not as such.
Okay.
No.
Any hills?
Yeah, sort of rolling hills.
Like they try and just gather everybody up. Say, trust me, this might work.
Oh
Oh,
no!
oh,
Look
God.
Oh
at-
jeez!
Look at the most distant hilltop I can see, and
Right.
try and just us to it.
Crush us all to death. What?
No, just
Try and teleport.
yeah. It's like
We're
Right.
gonna die.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Right. This feels to me
Excellent.
like a roll. So you are using your powers. Is there chance of injury? Definitely. So you get to roll 1 extra dice as well. I'll tell you this.
Definitely.
This way
when,
round.
when I'm scared, that's what happens. I just spontaneously teleport.
Can you mark down that you are
Oh, yeah, sorry,
impaired?
my bad.
That is important.
Oh yeah, that is a lot of dice.
Yep. Roll them.
Okay.
And then pop them down on that sheet. 6 2 5s, a 3 and 2 1s.
Goodness
Oh,
me.
no.
2 1s.
Well, we don't want to gear.
Okay,
We don't want to kill us, so let's make that happen.
pop it in the bit there.
In the
for
bit
us.
there, sorry.
That's fine.
Let's get rid of the bad ones first.
Oh dear.
Everyone gets caught. No. Disappear forever? Goodness me. So it's just going on reveal, chase, psi, harm, and capture, yeah?
Yes.
Cool. That'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
If on a power surge, does it still work?
I mean, that's for who narrates that.
That's for you to decide. Well, in which case... Easy one.
It's very tense.
Oh dear.
Oh, you left a bad one.
Oof.
Maybe you want to swap those around a little bit.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, I don't have to achieve the goal, technically speaking.
One of the 5s lets you achieve the goal as well.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So it's also a game of tactics, everyone.
Let's take that.
I mean, I would tell you, but David's currently blocking the camera with his head.
David is bad. David is was trying to be good.
What was that noise?
Muffins.
It was nothing. It was so seamless that
No one will have noticed.
no one knows what I'm eating. On my
There's no good options.
Right all over the camera.
I mean, this will be hilarious. So let's do
No one
that.
can see it.
Okay.
Let's see what you make of that.
So, you achieve your goal. I get to narrate that. You get no reveals about your background. The chasers make no progress towards you. Obviously, you've teleported a mile away. Your psi powers go wild. People are dead. Things get destroyed. It would make national news. GM has first say. Thanks, mate.
Great.
I'm hoping in the place we left rather than the place we get to, but we'll see.
You will be hurt and impaired for the rest of the session.
Yep.
Great. And nobody gets caught, and you manage to elude capture. Fantastic. So,
Taking one for the team.
ow. You grab everyone and hold them close and say, what were you going to say?
So, trust me, this might work.
Right.
Okay.
Fuck.
And with a loud into a singularity, everyone vanishes. You don't appear on the hilltop. There is a bang, that's all you can describe from all of you, and you have appeared in the centre of a small, quaint British countryside village.
Oh dear.
However, the village looks like it's been hit by a firestorm.
Oh no.
Things are on fire, things are burning, it's an absolute mess. Your powers have never quite manifested like this, but you seem to have caused something dreadful. So, you've achieved your
Wow.
goal, miles away from capture. Your power has caused problems, no reveals for you, and harm my narration as well. As you open your arms, everyone's fine, but you're singed, that you're burned all the way up, your arms and back. Like, this effect has never... You don't really know how your powers work, but it's never happened like this. And as you sit back, you realise that you have quite severely burned most of your back, lower legs. Yeah, this is not good.
Oof.
Also, like, this village looks horribly, badly affected, and you don't know if anyone was living here. You have no idea. There are houses that have just been blown away.
Are there any people, like, living or dead? Like,
There's some scattered bodies, but you don't really... There's a couple of screams in the distance, but you don't really see anyone alive around you.
Would it be possible to use my psi powers, perhaps, to see if I can feel any kind of emotional...
Yeah,
aura?
that's not
See
one
if
to
there's
roll for
any-
as well.
Yeah.
Couple stuttering out slowly.
Oh dear.
One or two, just those that are alive, terror, sheer abject terror. I should point out, the cat is fine. Just always there, just impassively
Right.
staring at all of you.
Greg's not fond of cats.
Can I call out to any birds in the vicinity?
Sure. What do you say?
I say, birds, where are we?
How does
Please.
that sound?
Oh dear.
You're right, miss.
Oh yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry. It's just a moment, and I listen.
You hear a distant bird cry. You will hear a sort of like a really distant like owl or wood pigeon or something. It's a bit high pitched for now. And go ooh, and what you will hear that. What you hear is, oh my god! What the fuck just happened? Oh shit! In that vein for some time.
Oh dear.
Okay, I'm not going to give you an explanation. Just
did you,
no, ignore me. It's fine.
right. Okay. Well, thanks. Are you alright? You look a little bit toasted.
Anyone got any Vaseline or I don't know?
Tell you what, I always carry a lip balm. Let me see if I got it here.
I can't hurt any more than it does.
I just have a tiny little like pocket Vaseline, which I...
Oh.
Stop trying to salve myself.
Your clothes are kind of melted into the back of you there, mate. Yeah.
That's not happened
You know
before.
what? You're gonna want to get an appointment for that. You don't want to have that too long.
You
Like
might want to
ru-
find some cover or shelter. You don't see or hear any of the the people that were following you with their strange whistling, because all the rolls were very high in the chase and the capture being very low.
What about one of the less knockdown houses?
Yep.
Should-
Is everything still on fire?
It's more like the fire's already happened. It's more soot
Okay.
and ashes.
Okay.
never normally happens.
Right. Sure.
Right, well, after you.
I will happily stroll off. Knock on the door.
The door falls in.
Any signs of life? Any?
No.
Hello. Nah, they're all dead. They're all dead. That's yeah.
Right, delightful. Alright, let's.
It's really inconvenient, us teleporting into a firestorm that obviously happened some point before we arrived.
The room you're stepping into is a kitchen. Some of the walls and ceiling have been damaged, blown off, like it's bad, but this is a place you could sit and rest, and if you were quiet, potentially elude capture for some time with a chance to rest and recuperate.
I would like to immediately begin rifling through the cupboards.
Mm-hmm. Fine. What are you looking for?
I am looking for some food, any like stray post or anything, any kind of bandages or medicine.
Lovely. You can have a goal of trying to find things, so you
Yeah.
can roll on and trying to find things to specifically capital H heal him. Although, please note, Greg's leg is also broken.
Oh yeah,
Try and give Greg a splint or
That's
something.
right.
just anything at this point, anything
do you want
medical.
to
I'd be
roll
very
to-
grateful, thank you.
Greg is henching off just to walk on his arms.
Do you want to roll to try and find things that will help heal both of your teammates?
Yes.
Absolutely. Then you're not using your powers, so it's just 5 dice to roll.
Okay. 1, 5.
Oh,
Oh.
Oh dear.
Oh. Okay. Right. At least this wasn't an important roll.
well, you say that.
Just in the leg, it's fine.
It's fine. It's not my leg.
A four.
Sorry.
No, sorry.
A 4 on the goal will still allow you to achieve that goal, so we can find all the things to start healing these two. That's fine.
Yeah, I will do that.
Okay. You
And then
accidentally die in the
These-
process.
I'm curious about
I
how
am
that would
gonna
happen.
go with because I think that will be interesting.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm now the only unharmed member.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a memory.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh
If
no.
you use those ones and everyone gets captured, are you sure this is what you want?
No, I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
One is that I'm dying. Oh no.
Right.
Okay.
You don't get a memory, I think.
Don't-
Unless you
yeah.
can have a memory, but
Oh,
it
yeah.
might not be much use to you.
I'm not getting a memory.
No, ditch it.
Mm.
Who gets caught? One other place I first say. They're closer to us.
So, what,
Well,
remind
yeah,
me,
I mean-
what is the goal? Like, just to find healing supplies?
The goal is to
Yeah.
find healing supplies, and I will allow that also to be healing for the two of you. That's fine.
Yeah. Because yeah.
Is there a risk of
I don't
harm
mind not being healed
in
yet.
finding
if we
healing
don't
supplies?
get
You might get a
captured.
splinter.
Right, or you know, if there was a badger in the cupboard, or
Feral raccoon.
I will allow that you can heal them.
Yay!
yeah, we found a splint
Ready
and
for me?
healed your broken leg.
Well, it wouldn't
Thanks.
so much be a splint, it would be, and you're still impaired, that doesn't
Oh,
change.
absolutely.
Oh.
It's no longer, in threat of dying. But you managed to find a first aid kit, and with that you can start treating the wounds on his back, and you can start treating his leg
Oh,
as well. So,
Okay. You get the back. I'll
Alright.
get the leg.
Oh, it smells like roast beef.
At some point, someone will have to peel this off. Just put it out there.
Do you want it fast or do you want it slow?
Like a plaster.
Right, 1, 2, 3.
oh
Well, quite a lot of the skin came off.
Oh,
yeah, lycra does melt into skin.
ow!
So, yeah, leotards, mate,
forgot-
dangerous.
forgot you
Loose
were wearing a
fitting clothing
leotard.
is what you need for this game.
Clearly, that really hurt.
Right, yeah,
Thank you, though.
it's alright.
Now, in moving through the house and searching through things, you do open a cupboard door, and in doing so, the cupboard collapses and the wall in front of you collapses as well, because you put a 2 in the harm column, and the wall collapses on you,
Oh
and you are suddenly buried beneath a half-fallen wall.
no!
I'd love to reach forward and just start lifting the wall with my bare hands to just try and get under there.
I will say that you can, so that you are not buried under a wall,
Yeah.
but your leg...
Alright. Must have been.
My glasses broke.
Oh, that's a terrible shame. You haven't got a spare pair. Specsavers do 1 free spare pair.
I
now
think
with every
Specsavers
purchase.
might have been burnt down.
Oh, that's a terrible shame.
It's really strange how that happened. Specsavers, very famously flammable. Yes, very, very famously. Yes, absolutely.
Look, this one doesn't belong to any of you, does it?
Meow.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
Jesus, keep that away from me.
No.
Oh,
It's only a little thing.
I don't want that.
Okay.
So,
you got a bit of a cat issue.
I just feel like they're evil, you know? I can't quite remember why, but you know what it's like, right?
Yes.
Right,
The
well,
cat stares
that feeling.
daggers
Yeah,
into
yeah.
Fetch's, the back of Fetch's head, just...
Yeah.
If I try to remove the cat from my shoulder,
oh!
I think it likes you.
Leave him there then.
That's a bit clingy.
Lovely new friends. Lovely new companion.
again, I reach out. Nothing from the cat. No aura.
No, the cat, if anything, has no aura.
We should name him.
Suggestions?
Looks like a Steve.
He does look a bit like a Steve.
It's Stevie. Ooh, he likes it.
Stevie.
oh.
Oh, yeah.
Very,
No,
very
no, no.
Steve.
Right, I get that. I'm not fond of nicknames myself. Well, I don't think I am. I might not be. I might be fond of nicknames. Who are you, might I ask?
No idea.
I don't think we've done that bit yet.
Oh, I've no idea. Do you?
No.
Right.
I think
Okay, your name? Any ideas? No, your name is Two-Face now. Okay, your name is Muscles. Your name is Scruffy.
Great, I like it.
what's your name? Squawky.
Oh, on account of the birds. I get it.
Fine.
Very funny.
Are you injured after the wall fell on you, or are you?
I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you are, yeah.
Yeah. I,
Maybe a concussion? No,
All I heroically lifted off her. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you're very strong.
Thank you.
Oh, muscles!
Yes.
I get it now. I see what
Yes.
you. Yeah.
I thought it was very clever. Yes, I
thought
suppose
so
I
too.
am. I'm not. I suppose I am.
So nobody has the first clue what's going on.
I've never really been one for helicopters. Not fond of heights.
I'm slightly concerned about the fancy shoulder dress dog people, whistly types.
Right. Yeah.
I
They feel
don't.
very
Yeah.
familiar, don't they?
There's something about them.
seems very ominous.
Mm-hmm.
So you're all right. So you brought us here with your big fire cloud, and
Fire was a separate thing.
you had a lovely singing voice not long ago.
Thank you.
Is you all special? I mean, you're very strong. That could just be good gene routine. Genes and gene
Beats me,
routine.
fella. Beats me. I'm very good at knowing what others are feeling. I mean, my mother put it down to the genes, but I think it might be a bit more than that.
Oh, more than like therapist.
More than a therapist. This place is astonishingly afraid, I'll tell you that right
Right.
now.
Yeah, Bird said something similar.
Oh, that's what I could feel then.
You were
Right.
talking to the birds.
Yeah,
Oh, right. I mean,
they're good. They're good mates.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Don't like it here though. Can tell you that much.
Well, it was on fire.
Who were you talking to with your Two-Face thing going on?
What two-face thing? We don't have a two-face thing. No, we don't have a two-face thing at all. I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean?
Right, see, that's the thing I think that the lady might have been a bit concerned about. Who is your other friend?
Don't know if I have any friends, to be honest.
Oh.
Don't like her. They don't like her. What's she asking questions about? I'm sorry. I don't know what you're referring to.
I'm going to try something. If I reach out and try to get a sense of how Two-Face is feeling, can I sense two different conflicting emotional patterns?
Interesting. What can he sense?
Greg can sense almost the same river of emotion, but when it splits, so it's like a fork. So it's the same kind of force behind it, but there's two separate channels to it. So it's like two halves of the same being.
Right. Okay, that's very interesting. Not felt that before, but ours is not the reason why. Live and let live, I say. So
Yeah.
Any memory of a helicopter, anything at all, would really help us all out, I think, if we all dig deep. You'll have to forgive my voice, a bit painful. I imagine maybe the crash and something.
I cannot remember a thing.
What is the last thing you do remember?
I remember...
You were in a helicopter.
Before
Right
that.
down. My mother used to make a beautiful ratatouille.
Anything between the two?
Not a clue.
Ratatouille, helicopter crash.
I remember lots of pigeons.
Right.
Like a lot of pigeons.
Were they a bit tense?
Yeah. Bit intense.
Bit intense.
Yeah.
I seem to remember a great crowd of anger and a lot of squawking. Frightened me.
That sounds like normal pigeons to me.
Right, yeah.
Right.
So you can sense pigeons and you can talk to pigeons.
Not just pigeons, I can sense all sorts of things. Again, good upbringing, my mother always said, but
Right.
who's to say, really?
I'm slightly guarded around that, to be honest. I find it very hard to share my emotions.
Oh, that's toxic masculinity.
My father never liked it. I remember my father never liked me
try to
dancing.
steer clear of that myself.
Yeah, it's been a bad thing.
Right.
I try to open up more these days, but you know.
Don't be afraid to reach out, you know.
Thank you.
It's alright.
Never had friends.
Oh.
Aw.
Aw.
Don't get used to it.
Yeah, we'll probably all be dead
Well-
by morning.
Yes.
It's looking that way.
Right, I'd love to know why.
Right. Well, I don't know. I'd say I do remember there being a lot of people chasing us, and then you kindly dipped us somewhere else. Any idea where we are?
Well, I'll be honest.
You were looking at posts. There were addresses with names on
Oh,
it. The town is called Hackney on the Wold.
Chris, is that a real town?
No,
Okay.
it's a Blackadder reference.
Oh. It's a rotten borough.
Many
Yeah,
years.
exactly. Yeah.
I was trying to get us to the top of the hill, and obviously that's not where we are. So
you got us to Hepney on the Wold, I believe is how you say it.
right.
Never heard of it.
Does it have a county?
Yeah. Hampshire.
We're in Hampshire.
I apologise for everything.
God save us.
Etney on the Wold,
Oh.
Hampshire.
Right,
Right.
Chris Hampshire.
Right.
Well, at least we know vaguely where we are.
Yeah.
If we're being chased, I guess we're close to the coast.
Sort of.
It's Hampshire.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Hampshire, sort of.
I've no
I
idea.
don't know where Hampshire is.
I mean, should we try and get
Hampshire's
some?
the county with Portsmouth in it that goes all the way up to the
Oh.
London edge.
Yeah, there's ocean somewhere near here.
Such bloody London.
We can get down the sea and have a swim. You look like you could do a swim.
Oh, easy.
Maybe not that leg so much, but the arms. You know.
As well, thank you.
You
Thank
are
you for bringing
hearing slowly but surely the sounds of sirens,
Shit.
some helicopter noise as well, and just in the distance, just vaguely a faint.
I suggest we get supplies and get on our way.
that. Right, well,
But, like,
Yep.
Where? What's the like?
Away from the sounds.
And some dogs barking very faintly.
no, Steve's not fond of those dogs. So.
Uh,
Where do we go,
well,
Steve?
let's- can I, Steve? You got any ideas?
This is Steve's expression.
Again, completely neutral from Steve. Wonderful. If I reach out, can I find any glimmer of anything living that's not them? In the opposite direction of them would be wonderful.
I mean, this feels like a significant action to do a proper, like, where do we go next vibe.
Yeah, that sounds good
Yeah.
to
And
me.
you're using your powers, so all 6 dice.
Yeah.
You are currently no longer injured, so that means your harm is off, so you can now get injured again and not die immediately. This is good.
So
However,
I'm no longer impaired? Or
You
am I
are still impaired.
I'm still impaired, okay.
which means that one of your dice has to go on impaired immediately, which means one of these does not come into effect.
Okay, how
I
many
think.
am I
I'm just going to
taking
check
again?
that because I'm confused about it.
My roll is a
So,
6 die.
6, because you were using your side.
Yes.
Hang on a sec before you do. I want to make sure we're getting the
Will
rules
do.
right. So
Thank you
when
for
you're
healing
running
my bones, I appreciate that.
I only lost half my blood doing it, so you're welcome. Don't make me regret
Very
it.
appreciated, thank you.
It's a real cost benefit.
yes. One of the dice goes in the impaired box,
That's cool.
so you can get rid of a low one. I think is the point, but you also can't
Nice.
use one of the.
Yeah.
things
Okay,
on there.
so 6.
Yep.
Oh
Ooh.
no! Well, so that's 3 2s, a 3 and 2 5s. Put one of those 2s in impaired right away.
Mhm.
So, Psi, do my Psi powers cause trouble? Cause no trouble. People may be injured, things broken, it would make local news.
2 5s, a 3, and 2 2s.
This is not good scoring.
No, it's not. I'm gonna put 1 5 into goal. Do I
Nice. So
achieve
you
my
can work
goal?
out where you need to go.
I think that's a good shout.
Yeah, that's a good shout. It's not great.
Don't forget you can avoid one of them completely, but if you avoid Psi, powers don't work.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Psi. I might put a 3 in Psi, so there is a surge, but it's not that bad.
Okay, fine.
It's not like this place can get
Yeah.
much more messed up.
That's what you think.
So what's like the consequences if I ignore any of these ones?
You just ignore them. They don't come into
Oh,
effect.
sweet. Okay. So I'm gonna ignore harm, I think.
That's fine.
Sweet. Chase. I'm gonna say the chases make no progress.
Uh-huh.
Do I remember anything from my past? Oh, sorry. No, that was a 2.
That was a 2, that's fine.
So that's no. Capture. Does anyone get? Oh.
But if you do that,
sorry,
someone gets
gang.
captured.
Someone's gonna get caught.
Or someone could get hurt instead. Or either someone gets captured or you get hurt.
Oh, I'm gonna have me be hurt then.
Oh,
Very noble.
So there's.
Greg is so selfless.
Greg is a very noble soul.
He's too pure for this world.
And not long for it.
Yeah.
Is. Alright. That's.
Okay, so there's no reveal, so we can ignore that. There is a power surge. You do achieve your goal. You are hurt by this surge, and the chasers don't get closer. Easy. I say while coughing and dying.
Poor thing.
Thank you. Nope. Right.
Would you like another tea at some point?
I will in the interval. It's fine. So, you reach out with your mind, and you expand the sphere of influence you have further and further and further, and it's expanding, and you can't stop it expanding, and your nose starts to bleed, and you're getting a very, very bad headache.
Oh, this smarts.
But as you do so, you do manage to start to piece together the area around you. You get a sort of flash of insight into where everything is. You get a sense of people in parts of the village, very worried, very scared, very frightened. You get a sense of local law enforcement and hospital staff who are trying to work as quickly as they can to try and find the injured and help them as much as possible. You also start to feel these people who are chasing you, and they are blank, they are neutral, much like Steve. But you do know where they are, what direction they're coming from, and you can track a path out of here that will get you out as quickly as possible and not affect. They will not get any closer to you this time.
Love to do that.
Do it.
Right.
Mhm.
Well, I've got a bit of an idea. Sorry about the blood. Hope there's no staining
You
there.
have to cross off
I
your...
do.
Cross off my.
No, you were hurt, so you're impaired again, technically, so you're doubly impaired at the moment.
Wonderful.
Trying to give you some of the bandages for the
No,
blood.
you were healed, sorry, so it's just the one. You don't
Okay.
have the second one yet.
They're coming at us from that direction, and I'm not the best tactically, I'll admit, but I say we want to go in that direction.
That does make sense to me, yeah.
Yeah.
Not a very interesting lot, I will say that about them.
Socially.
Perhaps, I don't want to judge, I've not met them, but not much going on up there.
How far?
You can hear in the distance these figures are getting closer.
Close enough.
How fast can you move with your leg?
Yeah.
Your leg
Fast
has
can I
been
move?
Oh.
your leg has been healed. You are still technically impaired. That doesn't change, but you're not doubly impaired now. Just still impaired, so you can hobble, but you're doing all right.
I'll make my way.
Yeah.
My meaty muscles will carry the damaged bone as we head off.
So you can sense things, you can talk to birds and control them? Or negotiate?
As far as I know, it's just a negotiation,
Okay, and
but I don't have much of a memory of what
no,
exactly.
I mean, it's still very impressive. It's far beyond.
Thank you.
I'm not very good with animals, to be honest, so I'm really.
Yeah. They
in
say
awe.
they say animals are a good judge of character.
Well, that was very rude. Personally, I'm quite fond of animals, but the other fellow not so much.
See, now you've done it again, and I would like to know who this second individual is.
Oh, well, the thing about that is he doesn't actually know. Sometimes I just allow him to go along for the ride, you see, and then I take control.
Right, and who are you?
Charles.
Charles. Lovely
Oh.
to put a name to the same face.
Yeah.
Nice.
Will you be sticking around with us long, or is our other
Well,
friend going to come
is
back?
my goatee dashing? We'll pop in and out from time to time. Me when you need charm and panache, and him when you need someone a bit nicer and more reckless and daring.
Well, you're very charming. It's very
Pleasure.
lovely to make your
I'll
acquaintance.
be back later on.
I hate to break this up, but we need to go.
Oh, yes, of course.
Can you do anything that can help?
What do you need, mate?
I don't know, an ambulance?
Oh, no.
All right.
You're still in the house. You're still in the house.
Dilapidated house. It's coming down anyway.
He walks towards the door.
Is that the direction in which you worked out the best way to get out of here? Is it through the garden door? Is it through the front? Is it through the back?
Perhaps
Maybe
through
we
the
should
back
leave the
door.
building first.
But that was a sizable
Wait on
garden.
You head towards the back door and you make your way outside, and you're now in the garden of this house. Looking ahead of you, there is a road that's leading off into the middle distance that you could easily drive down if you wanted to summon an ambulance.
Would an ambulance be most useful?
It's up to you.
I was thinking if it was an emergency vehicle, it's much less likely to get stopped.
noticeable vehicle.
True.
Not if we don't turn the sirens on.
Might be some useful supplies in it for your leg.
That's
All right,
what I'm thinking.
let's give it a shot.
Has anyone got their licence on them? Only I don't want to be stopped.
We're quite past that moment, I think, to be honest with you. I'm barely wearing clothes here. I will be honest, an ambulance is quite
I haven't
large.
noticed.
Well, we'll just see how we do, won't we?
And then one of the push bikes. The first aid kit.
Put my hands in the air. And
I believe in you.
try and summon an ambulance.
Roll, please.
How many? 6.
Ooh,
Very
Nice.
lovely.
that's
Ah.
a good roll.
3 6s, 2 5s, and a 2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So
a really
we'll-
good roll.
We'll do the thing.
You can use one of the 5s for that. 5 still success on that.
Thank you. I haven't read them all, let me see. So I want to avoid them getting close to us.
Yep.
It can be a 5 or a 6. I'll put the other 5 up there.
Do you want to avoid capture as well?
I do want to avoid capture. Quite like to avoid harm.
Yeah, do that too.
We can screw the reveal, and I'll do that.
Excellent.
Nice.
You learn nothing new about who you are and what happens, but you do manage to focus your hands and just... And suddenly... What was it?
It was up in the air.
And an ambulance just is in the middle of the road.
Is there a driver inside?
No.
Okay.
The back is open.
He looks a little bit like
There's
he wasn't
a...
expecting that to
if
happen.
you look in the back, the... what's it called? The trolley? Is it called a trolley?
Yeah, I think so.
The trolley's gone. And there's a couple of cables trailing off the back.
Gurney.
Gurney, the gurney's gone.
Gurney,
There's a
that's
couple of
it.
cables trailing off the back as well. Almost like someone's in the middle of helping someone and just the ambulance just fucked off.
Ta-da!
Well, shall we? Does anyone
Do I need
remember
to
how to drive? Could have done with that memory.
I don't.
I can give it a shot.
One of them makes it go and one of them puts the brakes on. I don't remember which was which.
Sometimes there's a fiddly thing.
There's a fiddly thing. And if you put it-
ambulances are all automatic.
There's not a fiddly thing.
Oh.
Right, no,
That's right,
it's
that
just
is
a
right.
wheel, isn't
They are
it? It'll be
automatic,
fine.
aren't
I'm quite happy to accept that they are.
Yeah,
think so.
totally.
I mean, gear shifting an ambulance seems a crazy thing to do.
It seems unnecessary. Yeah.
Hang on, let's rev the ambulance. Vroom. Doesn't make any sense.
It's
at
not
all.
getting tweets all the
But it's a
ambulance
lovely image.
fanciers.
Ambulance fans, if we have made an error there, I am terribly sorry, but this ambulance is automatic.
So I'll help you into the back.
Oh, thank you. It's very kind.
You and
I'll go up front with you if you like. Keep an eye out.
Do you want to
Okay.
close the back doors?
close the back doors. Yeah, and so I'll start looking around for anything that might be useful. If that is, unless it's going to require a roll, just a casual.
It'll require a roll if you want to have a look, but we'll
No,
get
no, I won't look right now.
Okay, so you're in the ambulance, are you two getting in the front?
Yeah.
You're
Yep.
driving off? Do you know
Yes.
how to drive?
Yes, you do.
As I get behind the wheel, I suddenly feel extremely comfortable and at home, and I feel a bit of adrenaline pumping in my veins. I pump that engine, and I do a very nice little squeaky, and we go off, and I'm pulling all kinds of stunts just based on instinct.
Nice.
I don't know how, but I am.
I mean, technically
Okay.
it's a roll, but I'm not going to make you do it.
Okay.
I think that's just a cool thing. We'll take it. And you drive off into the night. Where are you going?
Well, we're in Hampshire.
Yep.
Crazy.
Are you
Picturesque Hampshire.
Picturesque Hampshire.
Let's see. Are you aiming for the city, London? Are you aiming to get out of here? Are you aiming for the coast?
I think aiming for the coast.
Okay.
There's birds there.
That's true.
There's
And
seagulls
A lot of birds.
and ships.
Potentially.
Perhaps.
Anyone to do anything as you're driving? It's quite a long journey.
While all these stunts are going on, I will just have
Well,
this.
they're not stunts, are they? It's more of like that kind of casually confident. I'm good at this driving, is what it is.
So
Yeah.
we're not like jackknifing around. Ben.
Do you put the?
Put the radio on and see if there's
The
anything
ambulance
on.
radio?
Yeah. Well, no. The emergency thing. Yeah. So the emergency frequency.
vanished!
I'm here with a patient, and the ambulance has just gone.
Gonna look and see if there's.
Delta Bravo for 49.
Is it going to involve a roll to look and see if there's any like scrubs or stuff that we can put on that aren't the clothes?
No, there are scrubs in the back. The two in the back. There are rows upon rows of scrubs, so you could easily change into those.
I think I would suggest. I think we might benefit from not looking like ourselves. Like, they just seem to be like looking after us. Like.
Right,
Right,
yeah, that was,
yes,
yeah.
of course.
That's a good plan. I'll do that.
Yeah, put scrubs on. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
Right.
Peel off my sweater vest and start putting on
Oh,
my
Greg.
Are there any painkillers?
Polish my glasses.
As you're getting changed, Steve does sort of walk down your arm, and then it's avoiding all of
Oh, that's
to
very
stay on
charming.
the arm.
Can't bear to leave my side. That's hopefully not sinister at all.
Have you considered the fact that the cat is a mole?
It's a cat, mate.
It's a cat.
Cat.
Moles are blind. They usually go underground. I
Right.
don't think.
What do I look like? A bloody zoologist? Sorry about that. Sometimes I black out a bit. For some reason, you're best at driving.
Oh, it happens to the best of us, I imagine.
So you're putting on scrubs.
Yeah.
Are you looking for things to treat people's? You two are already healed. You are not.
I could use something if someone.
Something in what
Fine.
department?
Well, I'm guessing I've just got like scrapes everywhere. and
It's the
just-
kind of thing where you've had a lot of masonry fall on you, so it's more of the sort of bumps and bruises. You're not quite sure what hurts, what's broken, but everything hurts.
Tell you what, I wear glasses. What's your prescription?
It is
All the glasses, yeah.
2.
Wow.
Like painkillers?
You don't wear glasses, do you?
I actually do. I just don't. I just never look at the
+2?
numbers.
Or
+2, -2.
Minus
-2's like reading glasses, isn't it?
minus 20.
That was
You're
when
blind.
yeah.
Minus 10.
Right, okay. I mean, you're driving with -10 eyes. That's
Yep.
terrifying.
Yeah.
But okay.
I was like, seeing as you're in the front seat, I
Sense
reckon
the road.
I don't know Greg's prescription because I don't wear glasses.
The
But
birds
if
are
I-
my eyes. That's how I'm doing it.
Love it.
Cool. Sorry.
The
you
birds
say
are your
that?
The
eyes.
birds are my eyes.
Do you say that out loud?
Captain Bird's eyes. Oh, dear.
Want the birds to be your eyes, you're going to have to roll.
I'm doing it.
All right.
It's
Roll
worth it.
Let's-
All right.
It is worth
Go
it.
ahead.
Six, all six of them, because you use
Gonna
new
offer to
powers.
split our glasses.
It's worth it for the name.
You can't put one glass on the other.
You can
Well-
try.
That's not terrible.
That definitely could be worse.
That could be worse.
2 6s, a 4, a 3, and 2 2s.
Okay.
A 4 still succeeds on a goal, so you can use a 4 to succeed on the goal to let the birds be your eyes.
Excellent.
Awesome.
I'm gonna go ahead and put 2 on the reveal.
Reveal gets the short straw all the time, doesn't it?
Yeah, we haven't
It never
revealed
seems like a
anything.
priority, but it probably is useful at some point.
I'm gonna try
You
for
need a
my
good
next
roll.
roll. Yeah.
It's too much of an altruistic group. No one wants to give anyone up as captured.
It's true.
What happens when you're captured? Are you out? Is it?
No.
Oh, there's more.
Ooh.
I see.
Once you're captured, I get to disappear you.
Oh.
Ooh.
Let's see. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now, you are already hurt. So this power surge, if you use harm,
Oh,
is going to make you doubly impaired.
I completely just forgot I put it on harm.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Its positions are very difficult. I'm just gonna swap those bad boys.
What price, bird eyes?
Oh gosh.
That's still going to hurt you.
It's still gonna hurt, but not quite as much.
You
How
need a,
much do you want to see with the birds?
it's still going to hurt the same.
Okay. Oh no! Oh, wait. A
news
4
is
on
I can see
capture
with
still
the
means
Just
you don't get
lend
caught.
you my glasses.
What?
A 4 on capture still means you don't get caught.
That's correct.
So I just swapped.
So that- yeah, but-
what
But you're still getting harmed.
did that? That didn't solve the problem.
No.
No, it did not.
No.
That did not solve the problem at all.
God damn it!
But then we have 6 on goal, 2 on reveal, 6
Yeah.
on chase,
Yeah.
2 on Psy, 3 on harm, 4 on capture.
You should do something.
bugger.
Oh no.
Um,
Okay.
How would,
Wait. Jesus.
So we could have the chasers move one locale
Yeah.
closer. I think we can survive that.
I wish I'd taken the power
There
to
we
roll
go.
6s.
Okay.
That seems reasonable.
You achieve your goal. No reveal. The chasers are going to get a little closer, probably because you stole the happy. And they are all actually tracked. So they could easily be tracked. Do you want to move over a little bit, right? You're moving out of shot.
Oh, sorry.
Come a little bit closer. There we go. Right. Your psi powers cause a people power goes wild power surge. Oh,
Right.
good.
Nice.
Oh, good. I'm looking forward to this
We needed
one.
another one of those.
Maybe this helps them narrow you down a bit as the birds all go fucking mental. That's great. Good.
And this- all I feel is overwhelming anger.
Oh god.
You don't get hurt anymore, and the capturers don't. No one gets captured. Great. Cool. So you try and let the birds be your eyes. How do you do that?
I
You get the window.
Yep. They're basically being. I'm like, which way? And then they're just coming back with left, a bit right, a bit more to your left. Okay, the next turning. No, it's not yet. Now, go. I'm just trying to navigate.
Bird
like that.
sat now.
And we're
Bird
hearing...
sat nav. Yeah.
It's like a rally co-driver.
And you were just hearing me going woo, 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 every so often.
Right.
Wow. I'm
This
so,
will be my face for the entire journey.
Yeah. So chill with it.
Yeah.
So this seems fine. Wow.
Oh, something
Not mad.
angry's coming our way. I don't like this. Don't like the feel of that.
It's not anger that you feel; it's confusion. You're cooing and tweeting, and the birds cooing, tweeting back. There are sort of 3 or 4 that fly with the car, and then one will fade out, another one will fade in. But they're all getting very confused, and you don't know this, but I'm going to share it with you because I think it's nice that birds around southern Hampshire are flying into windows, are crash landing in places. They're all like their sense of direction completely screwed and confused.
No wonder they're so consistently
mean-
angry.
The psi power is a 2. Power goes wild, people are dead, things destroyed. Birds dive bombing cars.
Wow.
It's carnage. It's bird carnage.
It's gone full Hitchcock.
Yeah, it's all Hitchcock. But you are managing to use your power to drive. Just the birds are getting real confused.
Oh, Lord.
Priority.
I'm going to say part of the psi thing on this is that if you roll a 5 or a 6, your power gets to do what you want it to do. 3 or a 4, the token it gives is it would make local news. 1 or a 2 is it would make national news. I think you make a certain bird species extinct in this process. I don't know which one it is, but this is like earth-breaking news for a lot of ornithologists and
God.
twitchers.
And today we saw a speckled cuckoo has died.
Right.
They all flew into the ground.
Dive bomb it's ground its way into the earth.
We have successfully re-reared the final mating couples of the... Oh no! They've just flown into the window.
Does anyone else want to try their David Attenborough impression while we're here?
Somebody good, preferably. It's mine's not
Can't
great.
do one.
We
This
can
is
see
alright.
the greater
There we
swallow. It appears to have... Oh, God. Oh, dear. Turn the cameras off. I said turn the cameras off.
I like the idea that the species extinct is. This is a bit darker, but budgies.
Nice.
Oh.
That's fair. We don't need them.
It's fine.
They're
Which
not
is really
helping.
sweet.
It's
No.
not our universe. It's not our problem to worry about.
They're working for the enemy.
Can't trust
Don't.
budgies.
No, it's true.
Can't trust budgies.
It's a t-shirt that needs to happen.
Official Adventurers Wanted merch.
Can't trust budgies.
Can't trust budgies.
You make your way to the coast, and the road continues. You manage to sort of keep turn south continually, basically, with bird nav, and are making your way. You finally get to a sort of gravel path, and at the end of it is an old gun emplacement. It's very militaristic design, and it does cordon off some of the sea as well, but it's the kind of place you could easily bunker down, get out of the way.
Are we near the sea?
Yes, it's on the sea,
Okay.
literally on the sea, and it has a flat roof. But you pull up outside this, and you think you may have found a hidey hole.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
This looks like a good place to spend a bit of time recuperating. We've got some supplies. Perhaps we should sink the ambulance.
Is that a euphemism?
Yeah. That's
For
what I
what?
thought. Yeah, we could just drive it and push it slowly into the ocean.
Is that a good idea?
Oh.
I don't have good ideas normally, so...
Does your friend have any good ideas?
Sorry, I was shaving.
Oh, I get it now.
Yeah, it's a funny thing. Well, I would say that obviously we're in a bit of a pickle. Take the supplies we can from the ambulance, bunker down in this bunker, and dump the thing.
Right, this one's quite handy, alright, I'll take that one.
Yeah.
You have teleporting powers, right?
What?
You can teleport.
Oh, yes.
Okay, how about you could take the ambulance to a nearby town, dump it, and teleport back here?
Someone who needs it, perhaps.
Sure, yeah. I don't know where the nearby town is. Is there any road signs with like
You've passed road signs here.
Flogging 7 miles?
Where do you think Hampshire is?
Have you ever been to Hampshire?
Oh, confuse it with Hanover. I don't know.
It said that you passed one to Portsmouth, 30 miles.
Yeah, okay. So I will
Is that for Portsmouth?
I'm from Portsmouth.
Oh, right, that's
How far can you move stuff?
Let's find out.
That's
Well, like,
spirit.
if we were gonna like get away from these buggers, and it gets a real distance between us, we do have the ocean, right? Like, could you? Can we
I
go-
mean,
Yeah.
based on the last
Transnational?
time we did that,
Oh, well.
I'm slightly concerned that I might land us 20,000 leagues under the sea.
right?
Or destroy Copenhagen, you know, these are the
Yeah.
options.
Or potentially, yes, destroy. That's a good 20,000 leagues under the sea reference.
Yeah.
It's all Jules Verne. Yeah, it might go badly. I could try and get something like, I don't know, a cruise ship or something.
The Euro train thing.
It's nowhere near here, it's in Dover.
How
Sorry,
always-
what?
Is it?
Yeah, it's in Dover.
I've always wanted to try one of those Viking River cruises. Could always give it a try.
So where do we want to go?
You can try and fetch a boat.
I could try and fetch a boat, but can any of us drive a boat?
can
I'm
try.
willing to try.
Birds can.
Seagulls.
Seagulls can drive anything.
Just for context. Ah! The bird just dive bombs next to you for no reason.
That was weird.
All right, I'm going
What
to
it
try
was saying
and
then was,
summon
goodbye, cruel world.
Oh, does Steve show any interest in getting this bird as a cat may do?
No.
Okay.
Steve was just listening intently to all of you.
Steve is
he's
clearly not a cat.
Very
Like,
well behaved.
Your cat is freaking me out, not gonna lie.
Oh, he's a tame little boy, isn't he?
I'd like to try and
I mean, I've only known him
And-
for a grand total of, I want to say, about an hour now.
I'd like to try
He's
and pick
very
him up.
sweet.
He
Oh, goodness me. I would prefer you didn't.
I'm slightly concerned about Steve.
he's way more sentient. He's
I
way
know,
more
he's just
sentient
too
than I'm
darn
comfortable
cute.
with.
Oh, that's very sassy.
Very sassy little meow.
Well, the cat's either evil or fabulous. I don't know.
Why not both?
Oh, there's
It can
a
be
t-shirt. I really want that t-shirt as well.
I don't
Fans,
think Steve
evil or
is.
fabulous, I think that's great for me.
I don't think Steve is the least of our
You're
problems.
definitely both.
And to be honest, I'm getting somewhat attached, both emotionally and physically. He is quite attached to me. So I prefer, to deal with that a bit later.
Fine. Well then, shall we take what medical supplies we can?
Good enough.
Is there anything we can make a sort of pouch out of with some spare scrubs or something?
I mean, this gun is emplacement looks abandoned.
So we just want to
You could just
move in.
do it in shifts, like get stuff
Yeah.
out, put it into one of the bigger spaces.
Haven't you got a bag with you?
Have I? I think it burned off.
Oh, okay.
I think most everything burned. I've basically got half,
Yeah.
just my tights.
We
now.
were wearing scrubs.
Yeah.
Everyone's
Yeah,
wearing
and we've
scrubs
got
now.
scrubs
I'm
now,
wearing
yeah.
I was remembering your question from the beginning.
There'll be bags in the
Do scrubs
ambulance
have
for medical supplies and
pockets?
stuff, I
Yeah,
guess.
will be.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can take it out. If you all head into the gun escarpment, it is clearly used by teenagers for drinking late night and stuff like that. There's lots of empty bottles of WKD and things like that.
Any bottles with stuff still in them?
No,
Because I could pour it on my wounds.
your wounds are fine.
Okay,
You-
fine.
Teenagers do not leave empty bottles
No,
of
that's
WKD.
very true.
Word. Also, WKD would probably not sterilise the wound.
That's
No.
also very true.
Ooh,
But there's some bottles lying around, some bits and bobs, a couple of like joint ends, that sort of thing. But and there's no doors to this. Like it is just a concrete box.
Okay.
Though there are steps going down deeper that look quite ominous. There's a door that's been caged. Like it looks a little bit ominous, but you could potentially explore if you wanted to. It's up to you.
Let's make it home, shall we?
Are you leaving the ambulance there with the GPS tracker in it?
No.
Okay.
Oh, that is a point.
Does anyone know how to disable a GPS tracker?
Oh, that sounds like a
Couldn't
significant
hurt to
action to
try.
me.
And by disable, I would just mean crushing that in my fists if I could locate the tracker. Is this fine?
Yeah. If you want to like roll 5, because you're not
Yeah,
using your
it would
powers.
not be my psi power. No, this is just a thing.
Don't
Greg
forget
can
that
do.
one of your dice automatically goes into
Impaired.
impaired because you are still impaired. So just put one in there now. It doesn't matter which one.
Oh,
You
yeah.
have to put a number on it because you're only rolling 4 effectively, and Psi doesn't come into this.
Ooh, okay, well,
6, 6, 3, 2.
that's a mixed bag.
It is a mixed bag.
I'd quite like to achieve this goal,
Uh-huh.
so I will put one. Oh, bother.
Mhm.
I'd like no one to get captured,
Great.
and then can hold off on a reveal. I would like to get round to one of those. Bugger. Okay. I can put 3 in chase,
Mm-hmm. And a 2
2
in reveal.
in reveal.
Oh well, and not use harm. That's
No,
That's
I will do a reveal soon, just when we're less in danger,
this is going to keep happening. I think.
and when I get the opportunity to crush something in my fist.
You just take the GPS tracker. Do you know where it is? I think with this roll, you know where it is.
Yeah.
Like you start
I'll find it.
footling around under the dash and just pull it out and just.
It's quite handy, that, isn't it?
That's how you Greg.
Let's have a Greg. I quite like that. I might use that.
I'm calling you Greg because we saw a Greg's on our way through town. Because I realise now that you didn't actually tell me that yourself.
Yes.
It's just, what a convenience.
I think it's muscles you'll find.
Yeah, I
Muscle
do
Greg.
apologise. I was thinking about pasties. I'll do that a lot.
Or I could go for a vegan steak fake rice about now.
Other retailers
Greg's
are
a
available.
vegan with muscles like that? Impressive. Impressive. Are you driving this ambulance somewhere or driving it off a cliff? Like, what are you doing with it? Because it is quite visible.
Yeah, you think they'll also probably track to last known location.
Exactly.
I think
Are there cliffs? Is there a...
Yes, there is a convenient cliff.
Oh,
I think
we put a brick on the pedal and mosey that one.
Yep.
Where are you going to find a brick?
Stone, something that there must be leaf litter and things to hand.
Sounds like a significant action to me, doesn't
Well,
it?
in that case, I will summon a fucking brick.
Of all the things.
This is where you need a brick. Far away, a tower just slowly.
Because
The
it's
leaning tower of
subsidence.
Pisa just gives out.
Of all the things to roll for.
We're not leaving this universe untouched.
No, you are not.
That's what you're doing, isn't it? Like a capstone in an arch or something. If you take it out, it'll...
It's not
Ooh.
Jenga.
I don't know what it is.
That is an appalling roll.
I don't
For
know.
a brick!
It's not
5, 4,
great.
3, 2, 1, 1.
Don't think you're going to get that brick.
I could probably live without the brick, couldn't I? In fairness.
And with a 4, you'll still get the brick.
Well, I might need that 4 to avoid horrible consequences.
I used to do this in The Simpsons Hit and Run. Like, for hours I just used to get cars and, like, let them
That's fine.
slowly go into the...
I mean,
In The Simpsons Hit and Run! Like, I've done that in GTA games where the whole game is built around how much can you fuck up this world. But in The Simpsons Hit and Run...
That was, like, what kids played before they were allowed to play GTA, was
That's
Simpsons
fair.
Hit and
Yeah,
Run.
that's fair.
But then when I graduated to GTA, I continued the trend, but my memories of doing that in Simpsons Hit and
Fair.
Run.
Okay.
the early days of chaos.
It's a great game. It still holds up.
So the chasers don't get any closer, nobody gets captured, you don't get hurt. There is no reveal, you cause a power surge, and your goal is not achieved.
Bricks everywhere
Are you
disappear and do
sure?
not reappear.
Are you sure you want this?
Yes!
Oh my god.
So, I fail, right? I get to say what the fail is.
Yes, you're going to say what the failure is.
So I focus really hard on a brick, and like I guess there's rumbling because something's going to happen. It gets harder and harder,
Yeah.
and nothing happens. But
So,
Just a rain of bricks about 100 feet to the left. Just you just hear this sort of vague thudding in the distance, and it's just a rain of bricks. And all over the country, just an important brick goes out of a building, and buildings are collapsing all over the country. There's no one has any idea why, but somewhere in the dark woods of Hampshire, there is just a pile of bricks.
I'm starting to see why people want to lock us up.
They might
I
have
might
a
just
point.
have myself in.
Sorry about this, lads. Didn't mean for all the trouble.
Right. Oh god.
sorry, guys.
Oh my god. Unbelievable. Just
Can I just confirm, so there are bricks now, just 100 feet that way?
It's like, that one looks built like Greg.
Who is Greg?
I don't know. Muscles.
with that in mind, I think we're going to take a short break there. Oh my god. This game
Chaos.
is insane. I love it.
Oh.
Right.
It's going so much worse than I thought it might.
So, we're going to take a break for about 5-10 minutes or so while I recover. And we'll see you all in a minute. Don't go away. See you in a bit. Bye.
Bye.